Welcome to Walking in His Word, where we're diving into the life-changing power of gratitude in our special series, Thanksgiving, a daily gratitude journey. I'm Jason Gill, your host. Before we jump into today's episode, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a moment of inspiration, and visit our website, www.walkinginhisword.com, for more resources. Today we're going to explore the essence of Thanksgiving. Have you ever found yourself in a challenging situation where it was difficult to feel thankful? You're facing a string of setbacks and gratitude feels like a distant concept. In today's episode, we'll explore how even in those moments, the essence of Thanksgiving can transform your perspective. But first, let me take you back to a difficult time in my life. It was a period of tremendous adversity, and gratitude seemed like an impossibility. But as I began to take small steps towards thankfulness, something inspiring happened, and something incredible happened. I started noticing the beauty in everyday life, the kindness of others, and the countless blessings I had been overlooking. I'm sure many of you can relate to such moments. However, it's during this difficult period that I discovered the incredible power of gratitude. I started simply by writing things down that I should be thankful for. I also made it a point to open any prayer session with a sentence or two that expressed my gratitude to God. I made it a point to be thankful for at least one thing, no matter how small. What happened next was quite remarkable. As I focused on finding reasons to be thankful, my perspective shifted. I began to notice the beauty in everyday life, the kindness of others, the countless blessings that I had been taking for granted. And my faith grew stronger. I found joy in the simplest things. And today I want to take you on a journey to explore what lies at the heart of Thanksgiving and how it can transform your life as it did mine. We'll dive into the timeless wisdom of the Bible, but I'll also want to emphasize that gratitude is a universal concept that can resonate with people from all walks of life, regardless of their religious beliefs. So let's explore the essence of Thanksgiving together. We'll start by reading the English Standard Version of Psalm 100, verses 4 through 5. It says, "Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him, bless his name. For the Lord is good, his steadfast love endures forever, and his faithfulness to all generation." The word gates and courts evoke the imagery of the tabernacle of Moses. In the Old Testament, the tabernacle was a place of public worship for the children of Israel. However, we know that the tabernacle was also a place where God made his presence known to the people. In the holiest place was his manifest presence. So to me, Thanksgiving is something we should do not just as we enter a corporate worship or church environment, but something that we should do anytime we enter the Lord's presence. I thought of our prayer lives immediately. It is a great habit to get into thanking God every time we begin to pray. The Lord has challenged me about my prayer life many times throughout my life, and there were times when a lot of things have weighed heavily on my mind, making it difficult to think about gratitude. Perhaps I needed an answer from the Lord about a situation, or there were specific needs that I was dealing with in my ministry. Sometimes I would just jump right into my prayer request. Lord, I need this. Lord, please help me. Or, Lord, please help so-and-so as their challenge. Lord, please do something. And it was like I was giving my request to God without acknowledging his goodness and mercy towards me, or how he has met me throughout the day, week, and so forth. Then I remembered Philippians 4, verse 6, also in the English Standard Version. "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God." I was running into God's presence immediately, making my requests in anxious anticipation of him meeting my needs, but it wasn't with a thankful heart. I hadn't thanked him for anything he had done for me or anything else. So why should we enter into God's presence with thankfulness? Well, Psalm 100 verse 5 gives the reason. Because he is good. Because of his steadfast love and his faithfulness to his people. Now I want to dive a little deeper into this. We thank God because he is good and because of his steadfast love. This invokes a thought of thanking God for who he is rather than for what he does. It's like saying, God, I'm thankful that you're God. I'm thankful that you love us, and I'm thankful that you love me. Let's look at 1 Chronicles 16:34. It says, "Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever." God's goodness is infinite. It is pure in motive, has no thought of personal gain, is absolutely incapable of doing evil to anyone, and only wants the best for us. That is something we should be thankful for every day. God, I'm so thankful for your goodness to me. I know you only want what's best for me, and I'm so thankful. Let's read another verse that shows us a few more of God's divine characteristics and other reasons why we should be thankful. Exodus 34:6 says, "The Lord passed before Moses and proclaimed, the Lord, a God merciful, gracious, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness." This is how the Lord revealed himself to Moses and how he wants to be known to us: merciful, gracious, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love. That is who God is, and we should thank him for that every day. Now, I'm sure we've all struggled with thankfulness over the years, and I certainly have myself. When you're going through a challenging time at work or in your home life or in your ministry, it's difficult to think of a reason to give thanks. There have been times when I've gone before the Lord and said, well, Lord, I don't have much going well right now, or maybe something else like that. But then I would say, Lord, I know you're a good God who wants what's best for me. You're merciful, and you've shown me infinite mercy in the past. I know you love me. And even when I don't feel like there's anything that I can be thankful for, I can still thank God for who he is. Now that we've explored the biblical perspective of entering God's presence with thanksgiving, let's bring this concept closer to our daily lives. As we approach the holiday season, I invite you to imagine a familiar scenario, one that we've all experienced: a special gathering of friends and family. You arrive at a doorstep of a beautifully decorated home where warmth, laughter, and the aroma of a delicious meal greet you. Anticipation fills the air as you prepare to step inside for an evening of fellowship and celebration. Would you run right through the door and immediately start saying, well, when do we eat? Oh, and where's the remote so I can watch the football game? And I only like gluten-free potatoes. I don't think any of us would do that. Instead, you might do something like this. You step inside, you pause, take a moment at the doorstep. You take a deep breath and think about all the reasons you're thankful for the friendship. You recall the countless moments of support, shared joys, and comfort of knowing you have someone who cares deeply about you. With a heart of gratitude, you ring the doorbell and your friend welcomes you with a warm smile. As you enter their home, you can't help but express your thanks for their hospitality and the wonderful evening you've prepared. Gratitude not only enhances your own experience, but it also deepens the connection you share with your friends. Now pause for a moment and think about that. Think about the last time you entered into prayer while you were facing a challenge. Did you start with gratitude, or did you dive straight into your requests? In the same way, when we come into God's presence with thanksgiving, we approach him with a heart full of gratitude for his love, grace, and countless blessings. It's like standing at the doorstep of his presence, recognizing the beauty of his love and the richness of his blessings. When we enter his presence with thanksgiving, we deepen our connection with God. We set the stage for a meaningful and joy-filled encounter with him. Now, I must also point out the danger of unthankfulness. Have you ever interacted with somebody who is just ungrateful? No matter what you say or point out, they always find something negative or something to complain about. I've known a few people like this in the past, and I walk away and I always feel like icky and gross. It really bums me out to have somebody so negative around me all the time. It makes me so sad for that person. How terrible it must be to go through life like that. I'm so thankful that we serve a God who loves us. I'd like to share a verse that emphasizes the importance of having a grateful spirit. In Romans 1, Paul lists a series of reasons why God showed his displeasure with the people. Some translations even say wrath with his people. But I'd like to look at verse 21 first. It says, "For although they knew God, they did not honor him as God or give thanks to him. But they became futile in their thinking, and their foolish hearts were darkened." Here we see that these people knew God, but did not honor him by giving thanks. This eventually led, if you read through the rest of the chapter, to their sins and iniquities creeping into their lives. The chapter ends with these people having a reprobate or debased mind. Their hearts became so dull that their consciences became seared as if with a hot iron. But where did it start? It started with unthankfulness. Remember this verse. Remember Romans 1:21. Anytime I think about complaining or being unthankful, this verse causes me to have a lot of caution in my spirit that I never want to become someone that doesn't show gratitude to God. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed today and how we can apply the concept of entering God's presence with thanksgiving in our daily life. Here are some key takeaways and actions you can consider. First of all, reflect daily. Take a moment each day to reflect on reasons to be thankful, even if you're in a challenging situation. Pray with thanksgiving. Start your prayers with gratitude, acknowledging God's goodness, mercy, and love. Focus on who God is. Thank Him for His character, His goodness, His love, and His faithfulness. Start a gratitude journal maybe, or share gratitude. Share moments of gratitude with your family and friends, fostering a culture of thankfulness in your circles. And reflect and apply. After this episode even, take a few minutes to reflect on how you can apply the concept of entering God's presence with thanksgiving. And remember that Thanksgiving is not just a one-day-a-year event, but a lifelong attitude of gratitude to our loving God. By incorporating these practices into our lives, we deepen our connection with God and set the stage for meaningful and joy-filled encounters with Him. So as we close this episode, I'd like to express my gratitude to you for taking time to listen to this episode. I trust that these thoughts were a blessing to you and an encouragement to consider how we can show gratitude to God and incorporate this into our lives every day. I'd like to invite you to take a moment of reflection. Think about ways you can share your appreciation to God throughout your day. Maybe sing Him a song of praise or write something in your journal that reminds you of His goodness. There's no right way or wrong way to show appreciation to God. It only matters that we are. So remember, when we enter His presence with thanksgiving, we deepen our connection with God and set the stage for a meaningful and joy-filled encounter with Him. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Thanksgiving, a daily gratitude journey. Thank you for joining us today, and I encourage you to take these steps to make gratitude a part of your daily life. I hope you've been inspired and encouraged to cultivate gratitude in your own journey. Remember, our gratitude journey continues every weekday of the month of November, so don't forget to subscribe and join us for more daily inspiration. For additional resources and to connect with our community, visit our website, www.walkinginhisword.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube by searching at Walking in His Word Podcast. Now let's carry the spirit of Thanksgiving with us as we embrace the day ahead. Until next time, may your heart be filled with gratitude and your faith be strengthened, and keep walking in His Word.